Hi there, I'm Jess.
And I'm Grace.
And we're going to let you know how we reduce our rubbish here in KAUST.
So the why for me began in 2012 with the arrival of Grace, and I think it kind of was a moment for me where I considered the world and the impact that I had on the planet and the implication that would have for Grace, my daughter. And in 2015 we welcomed Ben into the world and our journey continued. And I suppose what I've been trying to do over the past few years is reduce our impact on our planet. So we landed in KAUST in July 2019. We've moved from New Zealand, and after that first trip to Tamimi, I left with a shopping trolley full of plastic bags, and it was an experience I hadn't had for probably 2 or 3 years prior to being in KAUST. And having just landed, there was a lot of things to consider in terms of moving here. And I fell back on someone in New Zealand, Nick Turner from Mainstream Green, who encourages us to think about one change at a time. So if we make one change at a time, make that a rhythm and a routine, and then you choose your next challenge. And I think that was quite empowering, because you can just choose one thing and then it doesn't become too overwhelming. The other person that has been an inspiration has been Bea Johnson. Her Zero Waste Home book reflects her journey. She does have just a jar of rubbish, and we are not like that. But her family have some great tips. And again, it's been one thing at a time that we've just implemented over time. And so that's a link there for information about her journey.
When we go shopping, we take reusable bags. We also take cloth bags to put out fruits and vegetables.
Right. When we get cheese, we take a beeswax wrap, and they just weigh the cheese and wrap it up on this, and then pop the sticker on here. So there's no glad wrap and no plastic tray, but you could take a container and they'll just use that instead of for the cheese.
When we also take a jar to put our olives and sun-dried tomatoes in.
Again, they'll just weigh the jar, put the goods in, and then weigh the jar again and put the sticker on top, ready for the cashier.
Shopping bags, we take them wherever we are. And I always have one in my handbag, and it's just about using what we have. So we have them, they don't all match, but we've collected them over time and they are being reused. So we do have the net bags that we put produce in, but sometimes I'll just put 3 loose plums on the weighing machine and then just pop those into another net bag. Grace said that me and my mum go to Greens with the big and the little reusable bags.
If you don't have these, you can reuse this lime bag, or you can make your own.
If you've got a little bit of time on your hands and you've got access to some fabric, they're really easy to make. I know there's one person in our community ready for that challenge.
The beeswax wraps, as you saw in the video, we take our own jars for the deli items. And when we're purchasing in bulk these nuts or seeds or dried fruit, we just pop the stickers on to our cheese, and then I can pack away the produce and the bulk food items, and then, as you see, they get put into the jars. And one of the things that Bea Johnson talks about is just pretend that it's normal and that everybody's doing it, and then you don't feel as shy about doing something that might be a little bit different.
Instead of buying the taco kit, we make it all by ourselves with all the spices we have.
So the tacos, instead of buying the kit with the different plastic wrappings, we just use what we've already got in the cupboard in terms of making the seasoning. I try to reduce how much individually wrapped items we purchase, and this is an example of my nan's fruit loaf that we baked to pop in lunchboxes or for snacks. Another option, another swap that we do is, instead of buying individual tea bags wrapped individually, I just buy loose tea and use my tea strainer that can be used again and again.
So we take our reusable bags and buy things in bulk, and then when we come home, we put it in our jars. And
For the rice, we get a big bag and fill it up to the top in a jar, and that's how we use it.
Another example of the chips, where instead of buying individually wrapped, we can put them into the container ready for the lunchbox or ready for an afternoon snack. Some people freak out about the fact that plastic bags are not going to be available, and so what do you put in your rubbish bin to collect your rubbish? And this is where I say reuse what you can. We use the outside of the toilet rolls and just line our little bin with that, and then pop that into our rubbish bin. And if we run out of the toilet roll wrapping, then we just put it into the bin and rinse out the bin when we've tipped it into our big wheelie bin outside.
Any of these water bottles are okay. I would recommend a middle water bottle because it keeps it cold. A plastic bottle is worse than the middle. The first reason it is because it is worse for the planet. The second reason is it does not keep it cold.
So we encourage you to choose to try one new idea and tell one person.